Yo. Greetings, everybody. Megtooth Sith. See if we get anybody here. I actually have something to demonstrate tonight. I've been working with Frederick on the TRA, and we're actually working on implementing a blaster function so you can install blasters with Profi, which is cool because it allows NeoPixel propagation. So I'm fixing to show you all that here in a second. It's the monstrosity behind me. It's a bench test rig. I'll show it to you after the demonstration. Oh, ukulele girl's here. Hey, disclaimer, video not for children. This is video is not intended for children. I don't know if that'll help. Hello, Ella Bella. But at any rate, I want to demo this blaster thing really quick. And then I want to show y'all my Kylo Saber that's done. Aloha, Peter. Ukulele girl. Yeah, I want to show you guys this blaster prop thing, which is pretty cool. Stand by. So let me get my monstrosity hooked up here. It's a disaster. I got so much going on my bench right now. It's insane. And let's see here.
What if he doesn't survive? He's worth a lot to me. It's all yours, bounty hunter.
So this is Profi, and here we go. Ooh, look out. That's bright, huh? Let's use something to block the tricrete here a little bit. You can see the NeoPixel strip over here propagating the shot too. There's auto. Imperial Trooper.
No good to be dead. What's it, Buster? There's a eagle. Not a stickle,
That's automatic, auto fire. Changing fonts there. At any rate, that's the work in progress. I'll keep it hooked up in case somebody else wants to see it. See if you guys have any questions about it. Oh, yeah, pew pew. So yeah, we're making Profi go pew pew, Space Windu. We're actually working on that on the TRA. It's pretty cool. We're actually using Plector Lab sounds and some customer-made sounds, trying to get this blaster thing up and running. I guess Plector, I'm blinded by the tricrete now. I shouldn't have been looking at it. Totally blind. Thing is bright. Dan, any recommendation for a good Graflex silt? Yeah, the Graflex Shop replica flash gun 2.0. You can't go. Yeah, no, I need UV goggles. If you want a really good Graflex, the Graflex Shop TGS replica is pretty much the top of the rung. I think they're running about $200. You can get a Corbanth Grapplex 2.5 from the Custom Saber Shop right now, and I really like those 2.5 kits, and I think they're running for, I don't know, around 125 bucks right now. So the Custom Saber Shop's got a sale going on those right now. So if you're just wanting a Grapplex, if you're movie accuracy Nazi, then you need to get the TGS replica. If not, you can just get the Grapplex 2.5 kit from the Custom Saber Shop. Save yourself some money. 125 bucks, totally installable. It's an awesome hill. I've installed a lot of Grapplex 2.5s. They're awesome. Love them. But yeah, we're working on Blaster on Profi. The new OS. I don't know if any of y'all follow Fernando De Rosa, but Fernando's already posting all kinds of crazy blade styles. Thank God, because I don't understand any of that stuff. I just copy and paste. Whatever Fernando does, I copy and paste and use the mess out of his blades. The ones that are applicable. So I use Fernando's blades a lot. I see that you miss Risky. Ukulele girl. Risky will be over there in just a bit. Risky's actually outside right now chasing squirrels, but we're getting ready to come over there. I'm just doing a quick live video here. I wanted to show off another thing that's done. I'll show off the insides of it here in a minute, but I definitely wanted to get y'all to see this. This is pretty cool. Have some of it off screen. You guys should probably be able to figure out what it is by hearing the font. There's a hint. Need a main blade. The funny thing is, right before I went live, I was trying to make a stubby blade, and I failed. I was under a time crunch. I got off work late, and I didn't have a chance to make the stubby blade. Yeah, the Grapplex shop is definitely a good choice, Dan, if you got money. They're pricey. Now, I don't think the TGS replicas are as solid. If you want to wheel them around and blast other sabers, I don't think they're as solid as the Corbanth Grapplex 2.5s. The Corbanth Grapplex 2.5s are pretty awesome. So, finish this one. This is a Corbanth Crossguard 2.0, and I've done something a little bit different on this one. Y'all know I don't like the magnetic closure on this hatch. So what I did is I installed two screws, one here and then one there. And those screws, they're subtle. I mean, they don't really stick out that bad. I mean, you can see them there, but that holds that hatch on. I just don't like that. The magnetic hatch wasn't really holding up. This one has the KR accuracy kit with the wire holders, and then the paint job is custom by me. I ain't the best painter in the world, but I think this saber came out pretty awesome. Kind of TFA, kind of weather looking thing. Oh, thanks, Eddie VH. So, it's a crossguard. Check this out. Bam! Localized lockup. You can see there behind me in the reflection here. And the lockup does not affect the quillions. They stay red. Not only that, this is color changing. Check this out. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, they're all Kylo Ren stuff. Hang on a second. Oh, you know what? That one's pretty cool. Watch. I'm going to show the Christmas tree here in a second. Look how those blades come out with the blue lead on the. Watch the reflection. Ha! Watch it again. Watch right up here. I love it.
I need someone to show me my place.
Luke Skywalker.
Vengeance, like fire.
My Industry 2000.
Knight Rider. Hang on a second. Look at it, the reflection behind me in the poster right up here. Here's the hum. How insane is that, right? What business does that have on a lightsaber? Absolutely none. None. Now here's the rainbow blade with cantina music. But check it out. So you got the rainbow blade going, and one Koyan's red and one Koyan's green. Look at the reflection. Ha! Ha! Isn't that insane? And then Christmas. Candy cane blade and the reflection behind me. I don't know if it's going to turn out, but it's red, white, and green stripes going on. And then one Koyan's red and one Koyan's green. Isn't that insane? You can see it in the reflection a little bit. No. Yeah, Life Day from the Christmas special. So y'all know I play bagpipes if you've been watching these live vids, but at any rate, this is gonna be crazy. Here we go. Listen to this. It's a red, white, and blue stripes blade going up, and then a blue Koyan and a red Koyan. God bless America on the bagpipes in the background. How crazy is that? Of course, my lightning blade, which is awesome. And my lightning blade, which was recently revised by, it's got localized lockup now. Check that out in the background. Fernando helped me with that. This one's also got force lightning lockup. Let's look in the background. You can see it's like force lightning in it. You can see the things going up and down. Isn't that wild? Fernando redid my lightning blade. It's awesome. Thank you, Fernando. Freaking thing is awesome. And then the battery blade there. So that's the demo on that. I kind of wanted to show y'all the inside. Show y'all how I did the battery compartment and everything. Let me get the blades out of here so I don't break them. These Proplicator Koyans are really fragile. I don't want to bust them. So I'm going to be posting this saber for sale pretty soon. I'll publish a video for sale video for it on YouTube. The Phoenix Props 7 Chambers Star Killer is sold. That got bought this week as soon as I published the video. So here's the saber without the stuff in it. Now I need a wrench to get these screws out so I can show you all the inside. I mean, I'm going to show all this in the demo video, but I wanted you guys to see it anyway. I'm pretty proud of how this came out. I don't like the big head screws on the outside. I actually tried to tap this thing for 440, and I broke a bunch of taps off in here. So 440, just those 440 taps cannot penetrate the brass inner core on these core bands. They're just too fragile. So here's the magnetic hatch. Off it comes, and then the internal hatch, and then there's the battery. That's how I wired it up. And I also put an on-off switch in here so you can reach in there and turn the switch off. But really with Profi, I'll show you, it's a key power. With Profi, with Profi 1.5, the deep sleep's working pretty good right now. Can't even read that key power. This camera stinks. That's key power. At any rate, so yeah, when you want to change the battery at a troop, you have to take those true screws out that hold the lid on, and then you pull on that ribbon, and boom, there's your battery sled. Awesomeness sauce. And when you pop your new battery in, and then throw your switch on.
Initializing. Access granted.
So that saber came out really awesome. The only thing I don't like about it's the the external screws, and there's a couple holes in it from where the 440 taps didn't work out. But I filled them up, and I still think the saber is pretty awesome. Like, to me, this is like a TFA Kylo hilt, and that's how I weathered it. In The Last Jedi, I know everybody hates that movie, but in The Last Jedi, I know Space Windu hates it. In The Last Jedi, the saber looked brand new, and I really didn't like that. The funny thing is I was on Space's channel, and Space was basically on a rant, about The Last Jedi and Disney, and I totally get it. I totally get where Space is coming from. But I thought that Kylo was an intriguing character, and I really think they had a great opportunity to do something really outstanding with Kylo, and they just squandered it away. They just did not do with. Yeah, so I have a that's awesome. I have I actually have a Phoenix prop to light. That's going to be one of my next installs. I'm trying to put the screws back in this thing so I can show you guys with the screws in. This is the pain in the butt part about changing batteries, is going to be taking these screws in and out. But to troop, it can be done, especially if you just have a single Allen wrench. But there it is. There's those two screws. There's one here. There's one here. I tried to tap it for 440. It just didn't work out. The 440 taps just don't work. But I think the hilt came out really nice. I custom painted all the insert pieces. You're not going to be able to even see those there. I've added the blue wires here. And again, this is that translucent wire from the KR Sabers Accuracy Kit. It's an awesome, awesome saber there. So let me show you guys. You guys want to see another midday stream. It's midday for you. It's midday for you, exec. It's not midday for me. It's 5:54 p.m. You guys missed the. You want to see this? I want to show this to you. I want you to see this. This is the Proppy Blaster, which is in beta right now. So just bear with me.
He doesn't survive. He's worth a lot to me. He's almost bounty hunter.
Boy, Cal's really busy on Facebook right now. Got NeoPixels propagating a shot, and then a tri-crate for the shot.
Imperial trooper.
Yeah, so basically, we got it working with Plector fonts right now, but we're still having issues with when you change it to stun mode, getting the blue to fire. But Frederick says he's got that figured out. He ain't worried about it. He's gonna include a different blade style in there that fires when you press stun, which should light up my blue LED, and then the NeoPixel string will go blue on there too. And in case Deodad Josen watches this live feed on auto, the blade styles are not showing up on the LED or on the NeoPixel. So something still wrong with the auto. I put auto waves in there, so I'm still using the old version. I put auto waves in there, and it's still not showing the blast. This is development. So hopefully if Deodad Jason sees this, he can fix it. But my God, it's been busy. So I'm building my comms right now. So there's my comms that I'm working on. I got all kinds of stuff happening. I hope I didn't miss any questions from anybody. Let me scroll up and see if I missed any questions. I think we're all good. So Oh, Lord. Everybody always asks questions about my test rig, like when I'm testing my blades. This is a Prism 5.5, and I have it pre-wired. This is negative, this is positive. Of course, my speaker's hooked up because it's a cheap little speaker, and a 2-button rig. Yellow is auxiliary, green is main, and then white is common ground. And then I have the, you know, those cheap NeoPixel adapters that come on the NeoPixels? Here, I'll show you. So, you know, there's plugs that come on the NeoPixels. Well, you can just plug in your NeoPixel strips right when they come, and that way you can test them with the Prism. But also, like when I'm building blades and all, I use this test rig. It's a Prism 5.5. That's my test rig. Isn't that crazy? So the blaster test rig is even crazier than that. The blaster test rig, show this conglomeration. Now look, when I install this thing, it's not going to look like this. This is just insane bench test nonsense, Megtooth Sith insanity. Look at this insanity. Ah, there's the Tricrete, red, blue. The NeoPixel strip here plugged into a plug. These two big clunky resistors are for the red diodes on the Tricrete. A speaker and, you know, a dual switch setup for my test rig. And then this is ground, and then my power is right there. So that's a insane. That's how I bench test stuff. I just start running wires. I got to get neater about my bench test rigs, but that one, that Profi right there. So no, look, my sabers don't look like that on the inside. But like when I'm working that Profi board right there, like Jedi Seth's always saying, "Hey, can you work a config for me that does this, that, and that?" And that's the board that I test on. So I'll use like a red, white LED or RGB LED or whatever he's using. So that board right there has been through so many different configurations. And instead of working on Jedi, and actually Jedi Seth asked me for another config file, and I got to desolder all my blaster crap off there and work on a green, white config file for him with a green, white crystal chamber LED for a saber that he's currently building right now. So if Jedi Seth's out there or he sees that video, I got your message. I'm going to work on that for you. Just bear with me. Life's been busy. Yeah, that test rig's insane. Dude, what about my Prism, Jeff? What about that one, Birchie? That's not too bad, is it? You know, that's my Prism test rig. Have you ever tried designing my own custom chassis? Trying to design my own, but it's really hard to be creative with a mess of wires. I have not. The funny thing, Space, is the saber he demonstrated with Profi in it on your site. I actually wrote the config on that saber when y'all did Saber Talk with Seth, with Jedi Seth. I actually designed that config file he was running in that with the in-hilt LEDs. He couldn't figure that out, so I'm always trying to work that out for him. Yeah, you know, Birchie, that's what I really want my long-term test rigs to look like. I mean, that's, and I'm still using the crapware that comes with the NeoPixels here and here. I mean, you know, I can still make that test rig better. It is what it is. But yeah, so my Profi, that Profi test rig back there, that's insane. It's been through a gazillion different iterations when I'm your new consumer thing you have been doing with Profi. Stand by. All right. So Birchie's got something going on with Profis. You know, I think the biggest issue with Profi, outside of the fact that you got to learn Arduino, which isn't as bad as everybody makes it out to be. You know, even on Prism and Crystal Focus and Spark Color and Igniter, you have configurations. I mean, I never, ever use anything as it comes out of the box. I always mess around with the configuration settings. And Profi just has a different way of messing with the configuration settings. You're doing it through Arduino instead of, you know, just messing with the LED text or the config text on the SD card. Now, Frederick is working on a way that you can adjust your blade styles and put configs on the SD card. He just hasn't really implemented it yet. It's there, but he hasn't had time to mess around with it because right now, I don't know if y'all are paying attention, but Profi OS 3.4 is getting ready to be absolutely insane. The amount of features he's added in this latest upgrade is just going to be insane. But I think the biggest issue with Profi is the availability. And there's no stores that carry them. Well, I mean, Saber Bay carries them and Corbant carries them, but the Custom Saber Shop doesn't carry them. It's sometimes hard to. Christian Gale's on open source. It's sometimes hard to find Profis. I bought a bunch on the run. I mean, I have a crap ton of them. So the 2.2s, I made sure when Cal did his run. Yeah, Hexec, I kind of do the same thing. On most of my installs is I'm starting to get more generic in the config files so they can put whatever they want in their own. There's my stack of Profis. Yep. I'm kind of doing the same thing. Does the new firmware go on old Profis? Yes. Space Window, as a matter of fact, the new firmware also works on Teensy Saber. One of the first Teensy Sabers I ever installed was my BS Kylo. I don't know if y'all know this, but I am a Kylo in the 501st Legion, DS74759. And my Kylo Saber that I troop with is a Black Series I converted with Teensy Saber. There's videos up on my YouTube channel. That's the one that went viral. The Chinese were stealing me, with my Fireblade on the video and trying to sell cheap sabers. But at any rate, that's got Teensy Saber in it, and I have recently upgraded that Teensy Saber with the most recent OS, and it does color changing and style changing on the fly. So not only does the new software work on Profi 1.5s and Profi 2.2s, but it also works on Teensy Sabers. So if you have that's the beauty of these boards. You're not dependent upon it's like new tech comes along, like Smooth Swing or some new NeoPixel effect. You don't have to wait on a board manufacturer to make it. Usually what will happen is the firmware is updating by Frederick. In fact, my biggest argument about open source right now is that the pace of change is so exponential and so fast that you can't keep up with it. Oh, Jesse Kirkbride in the house. Kyberphonic. Yeah, well, Kyberphonic, man. I don't know if y'all seen the fonts by Kyberphonic, but good Lord. Him and K Sith, they just don't stop. They just keep churning them out. So they got great, great, great sound fonts. Jesse Kirkbride don't like messing with this stuff, but he's a good sound man. A&W Saver Services installed a Graphlix for Jesse, and it's got a speaker too, but it's also got a mic jack in it, and so he can plug directly in his computer. So when he's videoing his sound fonts, you get direct audio instead of relying on some crappy microphone like I have on this computer. You get direct audio input into video, which, number one, that was a genius move by A&W Saver Services by Aaron, and number two, it was just, that's an incredible, watching his sound font demonstrations. The sound is just so crazy. And it's not just that it's direct sound. I mean, when you buy Kyberphonic fonts, they're awesome. Kyberphonic basically brought Nlock and BeginLock into the open source game, and stabs and all kinds of other stuff. So they're awesome. But yeah, so when I do Profi installs, and this is for Hexec Sabers, when I do Profi installs, here lately I've been doing Bank 1, Bank 2, Bank 3, Bank 4, Bank 5, and basically if the customer wants to change out a sound font, I just tell them whatever color you like and you're wanting to change the sound font on, just remember which bank that is that you select. And it almost might even be better to put boot sounds like in each bank, like Bank 1, Bank 2, Bank 3, Bank 4. And then the customer, if they wanted to swap out the sounds, just tell them, hey, swap out everything but the fonts. That way you still know it's Bank 4. But that way the customer can mess around with their own SD cards. So, yeah, I totally get it. The pain in the butt part. And I felt your video when you said, man, I've installed this Profi or Teensy Saver for this customer, and I sent it to them, and they want this color tweaked just a little bit. They want a little bit more red in it, or they want, of course, color changing kind of helps us out with that. or they're like, I really don't want that font. I want this font instead. Or Jesse Kirkbride just came out with a new font. I mean, I had one saber, a couple months ago. I'm not going to say which one it was, but my God, at the time there were new fonts coming out like mad. And this guy kept saying, I want this one. I want that one. And his saber was installed and ready to go. And yeah, I don't do that stuff anymore. Basically, I tell him, look, and the bottom line, and I know that Jeff, that you've run like 99 fonts on the um, on the CFX. I'm really to the point now. 12 is the limit. Any more than 12, and even on my own sabers, like on my daily beater, the main font I run on that is either Kyberphonics Father or K-Sys, the real dark one, uh, Vengeance. Vengeance. And all the other fonts I don't hardly ever use, unless I'm showing people the different blade styles. So the bottom line is I have favorite fonts, and what I try to convince customers that are wanting lightsabers is, look, you can have 99 fonts, you can have 1,000 different blade styles. What you need to settle on is what you want. What do you want to do? Which character saber do you want? And especially like if it's a Graphics or if it's a V2 or if it's an MPP, I mean, really, it needs to be the font that belongs with that saber. Now, sometimes there's multiple fonts that belong with that saber, and what I was doing was, putting those fonts on there with different shades of blue for each one, and trying to get customer feedback on, what they liked. And sometimes I'd leave the different shades of blue on the Graphics, but the bottom line is, you've got to try and talk customers into picking out what they really want the saber to do. And to me, a Graphics is a blue blade. It's a cyan to a light blue blade, and there are definitely Graphics fonts out there. Kyberphonics, one of my favorites from Kyberphonic is A&H Training, which is definitely going on my TGS Graphics project when I finally get to finish that one. And that's going to be an A&H Graphics. That's the one that I have the brass Mentor chassis for, and the Solos hold brass blade holder. So that's the deal there on those. I'm going to be definitely excited to build that saber. The problem is I don't ever have time to build sabers anymore. Really, I'm in the process of moving, so I took off work all week last week. Hauling junk from my house and a storage shed and everywhere else, just trying to empty out my house so that when I put it on the market, there's just not tons of stuff in here. So when I took that week off work, instead of working on sabers, I was driving back and forth to the metal scrapyard and a landfill. So pretty much wasted the whole week. So until I get settled in my new house, I'm probably not going to be taking on commissions. And a lot of people are emailing me, hey, can you install my saber? Can you install my saber? And here lately it's been no, 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 no. But the reason it's no is because I'm undergoing a massive life change right now. And it's not that I'm not going to install sabers in the future. I think the life change that I'm getting ready to go through is actually going to be beneficial to saber installing. When I get a new home and I'm stable and I'm not running back, like as soon as I finish this live vid, I'm bebopping to the other side of town just like every Monday to be with Jen, because no offense, but I love you guys, but Jen's more important to me than you guys. Of course, if she's watching this video, she's probably like, if I was important to you, you wouldn't be doing a live video. But I wanted to get it out there and let everybody know what's happening, and also give everybody the heads up that this baby is going to be posted soon. I don't know that I'll be able to get this out by Christmas time, because I still have to shoot the video on it and do some other minor tweaks and stuff to it, and I have to build the main blade for it, and also have the proplicator, the main blade shroud that goes on there too. But this is going to be, an awesome saber that'll be for sale soon with the KR accuracy upgrades. So I'm pretty excited about that Crossguard 2.0. That was like a monkey on my back. I know Hexx installed a couple of those, but these, Hexx, you should probably go back and if you get a chance, watch the beginning of the video when I'm demonstrating that. that cross guard. I did some crazy stuff on there. Whether customers want it or not, I don't know, but it's on there. It's crazy. In addition to it, does crazy cross guard stuff and color changing, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, the send backs were tough. Yeah, I didn't. Cal say he's almost out of them, and personally, yeah, everybody wants those clips. You can get them 3D printed, but Cal's were made out of metal, and they were pretty nice. They're made out of metal, and I really like them. But you can get them 3D printed and paint them up. Oops, sorry. You can get them printed and paint them up, and I'm sure they would work pretty awesome. Yeah, that's too bad because that was a nice accuracy kit. I didn't use 50% of the stuff in it. I just really wanted it for the wire clips, the translucent wire, and that was about it. Yeah, Kyberphonic, keep that quiet. I don't want anybody to know about that. I'm not spilling the beans on that because I'll be you guys, you better stop talking about that. Stop spreading the word about that because OWK sold out in like 15 minutes. And I don't want anybody to know about that. You be quiet because one of them babies is going to be mine. And I'm going to hopefully try to buy two of them, one for sale and one for me for my Kylo DSM 4759. But yeah. We got to keep Cal's impending release of that Saber Awesome. But at any rate, got to keep it quiet. I mean, so I just want everybody to see that the Profi Blaster demo thing was pretty cool, and the cross guard's done, and that's about it, man. I'm having a lot of fun. That Star Killer was a cool saber. It's sold. It's on the way to the customer now. I'm pretty excited about that. And this cross guard will be up for sale soon. So if anybody watches this after I'm no longer live and after it's just published on my channel, if you want to be one of the first to see that cross guard when it goes for sale, and somebody already has dibs on it, I'll be contacting them. But if he doesn't buy it, it's going to be for sale. So once I publish that YouTube video, the first person that responds to me gets that saber, and the saber is going to come with the hilt, the installed hilt with Profi 1.5. I'll supply 2 batteries with it, one in the saber and a spare. And it's also going to come with the Proplicator quillions, 7/8 quillions, and a main NeoPixel blade 1-inch with the Proplicator 1-inch shroud on it. So, and everything's already working. I already showed you the saber's working. So once that saber posts, it's up there. So if you want a chance at that saber, what you should do is on my channel, press like, subscribe, and hit the bell to notify when I release new videos so you can grab that saber. The funny thing is I'm not even getting to the point where I can publish them on Facebook anymore. They're selling right off YouTube quicker than they do off Facebook, which is awesome. I'm really happy that they're moving. I got to get these sabers out of my house. Got a couple of Graflexes I'm getting ready to do, maybe another DV6, Phoenix Props the Light. Of course, the 2 Ultra sabers that I'm doing. One will get CFX, and that's probably going to be in the Ultra Sabers stunt saber that I got, and then the Blind Knight saber from Ultra Sabers. I'm probably going to put Profi in it. But that's kind of what's on the workbench. That's what's coming up. So while I'm not taking commissions, I am building sabers and selling them. I'm trying to dump all the inventory that I had to buy up earlier in the year. I had to buy a bunch of hilts. I think I have about 15 or 20 uninstalled hilts here that need to be installed. So instead of taking commissions, I'm just kind of installing these hilts and putting them out there, and they're selling, which is awesome. So that kind of helps fund me and keep me going. It's helping pay for my home repairs and get my house ready for sale and all that. So That's awesome. But at any rate, I'm gonna sign off because I got to get over to see Jen Jen. Because as I said, I love you guys, but not as much as I love Jen Jen. So until next time, and I'll try and go live next Monday. Hopefully, we'll have more stuff happening with the blaster. Now that I know some of these other functions are working, I'll get that up to Professor Oron on TRA so they can keep the development going. And hopefully, we get the blue propagation going with the stun. Later, later, man. We'll see you, Birchie. But I'm gonna sign off. If you like my videos, including the help videos on Profi and Teensy Saver, like and subscribe. There's always more coming. I just put another tutorial video up there for Profi 2.2 that came out. And I don't want to keep any of this a secret. The more people that know how to do this, the better. You don't need to see my identification. You can go about your business. Move along. Move along. Yeah, I hear you, Space. So I'm going to sign off for this week, and hopefully we'll see you guys next week on Megtooth Monday Live. And hope you have a great evening too, Space. We'll see you guys later. Thanks a lot for watching, and may the Force be with you, or the dark side, as it were. Bye, everyone.